did you have, at the time of audit, an existing valuation role that you referred to?
Chair, we have a valuation role, but
that time.
Yes.
Did you have it?
Because we have an evaluation role from the year 2006, which we are using. That's why I said, Chair, we are in the process of updating.
So the auditor is asking that during that time of audit, you did not provide it, which is contrary to the law that has been cited there.
Chair, I think the challenge was non-provision, and Chair, I think...
what is the justification?
The challenge was only the provision. I think my team...
That is a challenge, and it requires
the challenge
justification.
Yeah.
Yes. It requires justification.
I think, Chair, this committee has taken a position on this matter.
Yes.
That failure to produce documents at the point of audit is a breach of the law. The law is there. Our clerks can read the law for the governor. Then you know what is required to be done to officers who do not provide documents during audit. But I'm very interested, Governor, on this question of automation. When did you get automation? When did you fully, when did you start automation?
Chair, the first, we had a system, I think way back, my revenue officer is here. We had a small system before I came in as governor, which was not very functional, especially on land rates and these other land rates, property rent, and even this public. It used to be just to collect cess, which was using a very outdated system. But when I came in, we updated the system, and we now have a very good system that covers the entire ecosystem of revenue collection.
Okay, so is market stall rent part of the
current system?
Yes.
Yes.
Since when? That's the question I'm asking.
I think we start this financial year is when we started all this, but the previous financial year was for the cess and the other revenues and even market rent. But this financial year is when we have covered the entire ecosystem of property and even land rates.
Chair, I wanted to ride on Senator Sifuna'S question, because I remember very well we had an engagement with the governor and the Safaricom. Was it 2023? And I thought the books for 23, 24 then should have been automated. But what the auditor has told us is it's like they were prepared using QuickBooks. I thought you already have a system in place, and that system should be able to help you to raise the revenue from 275 to maybe even close to $1 billion, maybe 500, 600 million. And then secondly, Chair, is he has answered what I had wanted to ask, because if you check in the report, there is a role valuation, a draft from 2006. You know, that is basically too long, and it's written draft. I saw somewhere draft. And
how are they relying on if it is a draft and it's not been approved?
No, you can put to him after I'm done, because I thought, between 2013 and 2022 they should have done something. And you are part of that team also, because you were a deputy governor from 2017 to 2022. I mean, this draft is too long, and I don't think it's very expensive to do a valuation role. I know, of course, there might be resistance from the people because you'll raise the rate.
Chair, I wish the senator for Marakwet would have allowed me to... Yes, Elgo Marakwet would have allowed me to conclude my line of thinking. Because, Governor, there is an annexure there you've put for market stall rent for Iten Town, which is an extra file. That's for the receipt of revenue, the red file. What is that document, Governor? That's the Annex 5 there. What is that document?
Chair, this is meant for market stall rent, and this is the challenge that we had before automation, Chair. And that is why I was saying that we had to have a serious engagement, which we also involved our senator, to ensure that we transform this ecosystem. The challenge that we did not have automation on this time was we were verifying all the documentation.
That's why I was asking, when did you start automation? Because if you look at There is a document there you have attached for stall number 14 under the name Julius Korir. Chair, it is the one of the four, I think the last page of that annex before the analysis book, the black thing. So you will see stall number 14, Julius Korir. Governor, you were elected in 2022. These are manual entries we are seeing as late as 5th of March 2025. Can you see the last entry there of 5th of March 2025?
Governor?
An extra file.
Yes, I can, Chair, allow me to give it to the receiver of revenue.
What your document is telling me, Governor, is that market fees were still being collected manually as of March 2025. Isn't that the case? That's what the document is saying.
I don't think this is correct, because we are fully automated now.
These are your own documents, Governor, unless you want to discard them. Annex 5 has 4 pieces of paper. There is one I can see for Victor Kemboy. I don't see the stall number. There's Julius Korir. There are entries there, manual entries.
Yes.
You can see them. The last entry on the stall number 14, 2,500 shillings, there's a receipt number and there's a date.
Chair, I will give, but I want to believe this is just a backup manual, because, Chair, we currently produce just an
Governor, you don't need to believe, because you should be having the answers.
Yes, I have
the receiver of revenue is here.
And Chair, this conversation is happening because we have been fully briefed by the Auditor General. If indeed you are automated, they would see it. It's not something you can hide, Governor. And it will come to my last concern, Honorable Chair. If you look at what we've been told is the revenue potential for Elgeyo Marakwet, it's supposed to be 1 billion Kenya shillings. But you go to your financials, you said 1 billion. 1 billion. And if you go to the report of the Auditor General there, Chair, at Roman numeral 7, you will see that in financial year 22-23, you are able to collect only 213 million, which is less than a fifth of what we're being told is your revenue potential. In the next year, you collect 274. But, Chair, if you look at that table closely, you will see that out of the 274 collected, 194 is hospital bills, which we have taken a position as a committee here, that is not revenue for a county government. So my math is terrible, but if you take away 194 from 274, you are left about 80 million. That is your actual revenue for Elgeyo Marakwet. In terms of percentage, it's less than 1% of your potential. And these are the things, Governor, if you see the stories in other counties that have fully automated, like your friends from Makueni, you like to quote them because of the work that the governor has done there, there is actual value in full automation. So what is the current situation in Elgeyo Marakwet? Are you fully automated or not, and when did you get this automation?
So, Chair, this system was jointly developed by us when we met the Safaricom in 2023, and in 2024 we started with parking. We progressively went towards land rates. We started with parking, cess, and then we went towards land rates. And Chair, our biggest support that we would want to achieve is actually on land rates, which we are focusing on the valuation role. And secondly, Chair, I want to say that on the 1 billion that we have been given by CRA, it's again split as per the guidance from the Senate into FIF for the hospital bills and the normal revenue, which FIF is supposed to be 600 million, 400. So our revenue potential, just for in record, is 400 million. And Chair, the also biggest challenge was in my county, majority of the challenges, apart from even automation, was the poverty levels and the kind of subsistence farming that we are doing. Much of the farming in my county has been just subsistence, but we have now transformed them into commercial agriculture through revenue, contract farming, which we have seen the challenge we are now starting to improve. The biggest also other challenge we have had in Elgeyo Marakwet is insecurity, which covers the entire Kerio Valley, and that is where we get a lot of revenue from the mango farming and fruit farming. From this year, you will see a lot of changes because that security issue now is being dealt with by the government. So, Chair, we have other challenges beyond the automation, but I want to tell you, I want to confirm to this committee that by the next time we'll be back to this committee, the automation will be full across, including alcoholic drinks. All the
Governor,
other,
I can
challenges.
let you go immediately. You tell me the date you onboarded the market on your revenue system. Just that, just give me a date. When did you start markets as
market.
automation?
The receiver is confirming to me that it started in July this year.
2025.
Yes.
Okay, Asante Sarage.
Chair, maybe one quick one. Governor, on the issue of the security situation in Kerio Valley through the chair, I'm not very comfortable with, because you remember a priest was killed recently. So I hope you are not saying that there is, I hope there is relative peace and calm in Kerio Valley. But some of these issues that have been raised by receiver of revenue, one, I want to know, since you are just 3 questions, on the issue of agency fees, how much are you paying Safaricom? Number 2, how many revenue streams have you onboarded into this automation? And how is the coverage? Does it mean network coverage across the county is well captured? Then my 3rd question would be, this valuation role that the OAG has complained about, have you allocated funds? Or do you have an updated draft? Because I've heard Senator Dulo saying a draft, he's saying final. Have you allocated funds to ensure that you have valuation? Because you cannot collect and you cannot onboard revenue streams without having an updated valuation role. And then finally, through the chair, in quick succession, I have seen your nextures, especially on. I hope the Solomon Kandie is still with the county. Is still the receiver of revenue. Okay. You are not an ISPAC member. What is your profession, Solomon Kandie? As I ask my question on this, sorry, Chair, I just lost something I wanted to ask. What is your profession, Solomon Kandie?
Thank you, Chair. My profession is economics and mathematics teacher.
Economics and mathematics teacher?
Yes.
Okay. So, Chair, I want to go to, I was looking for note number 10 on SES. On SES, this livestock, Governor, you collected 1 million, but in the financial year before, that is note number 12, financial statements 1, note number 12, you collected 1 million. That will be my 4th question. But in the previous year, you collected nothing. That's 1,055,181.
Where are you reading? The same.
Financial statements. Page, that's why I say note number 12 of page 9. On the certificate of OAG.
For the actual, for the executive.
No, for a receiver of revenue. Maybe OAG, you can give Chair one of your. So, Governor, I hope you are there.
So this is number.
You are in note number 12 on issue of SES.
It's not 1.
Note number 12.
Says is not 1.
Note number 12, isn't it so?
Those are the notes.
Note number 12, number 1.
Yes.
Number 1. Is it note 12, number 1? Note number 1. Okay. On the cess, the breakdown, Governor, what happened with the livestock that you collected 1 million in the year that came, but you didn't give us the collection of 2022, 2023, so that you tie up. There is this timber lock cess. How do you collect? Generally, I wanted to find out, how do you collect your cess? Is it also automated? Because you can look, there is manure cess, charcoal cess, brick cess, scrap metal cess, timber lock cess. So you can add with this one of business number 3, single permit business. I thought there is a growth of business in Elgeyo Marakwet.
You know, Chair, even Senator Cherargei has lost me personally. I don't know what's happening with the governor, because the questions are too many. Allow him to answer one and then we go to the next. Even I am now confused. I don't know whether we are talking about livestock or charcoal.
No, Chair, what I wanted to find out, I have just given an example of livestock. That will be my question number 3, and the governor is writing for your information. He's a very sharp man.
We also need to follow those of us who are not very sharp, like as sharp as he.
So I was just illustrating, Chair, so that the governor can give a global view. I think that's what I can say, because I asked Senator Sifuna on the issue of says I have given example of livestock that in the previous year there was no collection.
Yeah, that was well made.
Yes, but I'm tying up because it's just one. I want him to give global on this. Finally, another example on single business permit is, why was there a drop on business permit application fee from 1.8 million to 783 million? Did it mean people closed businesses in Elgeyo Marakwet? And then in annual business permit there was an increment of 2 million. Maybe since Senator Sifuna'S come in your defense, allow me to hand back your witness, Chair. I yield.
Governor.
Thank you, Chair. When we started this automation, I will start with the last question. When we started this automation, we had some bit of resistance the first time. Especially for single business permit, because everything was done on the system, and some of the business people were trying to say it's very difficult. And Chair, I want to confirm that we did a lot of trainings, and that is why there was a slight drop, but it was a risk that we really had to take. But I can confirm that this financial year it has really risen, Chair, because of that bold process that we did. The second thing that I will talk about is about sales. In that year, Chair, there were all the sale yards were closed because of quarantine. That is why we didn't have in 22-23 much on livestock, and it rebounds the next year. Third, Chair, is about the valuation role. The member of Nandi, Senator, was asking if we have a budget. I want to confirm that it's part of our work plan, and we are only awaiting for funding that we are waiting from the KDSP program, which should be hitting our accounts before within this before the end of the year, so that we can be able to commence. The third thing is about our revenue streams. Chair, we have automated almost all, because land rates now was our last one. The first one was parking, sales, parking and sale and park entry fees, and then we have now added land rates and all these other issues, including even alcoholics that we are onboarding. The other issue that he was asking is about the network on Safaricom. Chair, the previous system that was there was using a PDQ, which was very difficult to use, but the current system that we are using is phone based. We are just distributing just smartphones to our revenue officers, and it's whitelisted. We don't even need internet. It is already part of the agreement with Safaricom, so the officers don't need to even load internet or bundles. So, and we actually had to experiment all the revenue sites before we signed into this program. And Safaricom, where there was a network challenge, Safaricom had to install a Safaricom booster, and therefore we can confirm that in all our revenue areas currently have network. And also on finally what the Senator asked is about the agents' fees. We actually had to compare. If we were to procure a new system, it was going to be very expensive for a small county like Elgeyo Marakwet County. Revenue systems go very high, but what we did is that we agreed with Safaricom at a minimal fee of around 4%. So this one at least cannot expose the county to, it can only be paid when we have collected using their system. Otherwise, previously, there were many other people who wanted us to pay huge amount of monies, others quoting over 100 million, and we could not even have that money.